Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing? I hope everybody is good. Looks like we got a small house tonight. Well, I may have to start going live a little earlier before the bigger channels start. Cold and snowing. Woohoo! We got just some sleet, and that was about it for us. And then it's completely stopped. So, anyways. I know, TJ. Hardly anybody's here. Yeah. But Justin just started, and we all share so much of the same, that it's hard. But when I scheduled mine, nobody had anything scheduled. So it's how it goes. Yeah. Justin is live. Sandra's here, so we can add one extra. Well, we might just chat for a little bit, and if we don't have a whole lot more come in, we might just get out of here and we'll just do again tomorrow, maybe. We'll see how it goes. I am extra tired today. I went over to my daughter's house today, and while she was at work and the kids were at school, I straightened up her house and did some laundry. Got to play with the new puppy. My grandson got a miniature dachshund, and that thing is no joke. He's about that long and about that tall. He is so itty bitty. He was so cute. But, anyways, I was over there working today at her house doing some stuff for her. So she'd have a little surprise when she got here. It's a hot dog. No joke. It's not much bigger than a hot dog bun, I tell you. And he named him Moose. It's so crazy to call Moose when they go outside to go potty. Here comes this little bitty guy. His little legs are about that tall. He's going to be tiny. But it's got me having puppy fever. But, anyways, well, oh, they do. We had one, my daughter, when she was, gosh, matter of fact, she was about the same age. No, she was about a year younger than what her son is. And her birthday was coming up, and everybody kept asking her, "What do you want for your birthday?" And she said, "My Uncle Scott's getting me a weenie dog." My brother's like, "Well, crap." So he started looking for a weenie dog. And so we got Macy, and she was precious. Sweet little thing. But boy, she was very moody. A moose attitude. Yeah. Yeah. But, anyways, I hope everybody's doing well. Another day, no news on Sebastian. But, guys, I'll tell you this much what we did do yesterday. Going to look at the video that Silver's on the Scene put out. We did a good thing because that white car is being looked into. Oh, I love labs. We used to have a yellow lab. Mm, she was the best dog. The best. But yeah, that car that got wrecked out is being looked into today. And I really think, after looking at everything, I really think it might have been a Jeep Cherokee. And where we said, was trying to look to see if there was a little emblem with the name on it or whatever. As long as it was like a scratch or whatever, but I think somebody was trying to peel it off. And I think if it was a Cherokee and it has Cherokee across it, or Grand Cherokee, that would be a very long name. So I think that might be what they're looking into. Oh, tell you, when we had to put ours down, she was about 14. And my kids about lost it. It was the hardest day. I think my husband and I cried as much as the kids did. It was horrible when we had to put ours down. Yeah, TJ, I think it was a Jeep Cherokee. But see, even that little bit of watching that video, and we had the right person in here, and it was like, okay, wait a minute, we didn't know about that. They didn't know about that car being out there. And so that's good. We did good yesterday. And looking at it as much as we did, gave some ideas. The spot that Chris Proudfoot told Blue Eyes and her daughter to go to, and that was it. She did go to the one park, but she didn't go there. So it's those little things. And hello, Guidance. How are you? And that's why I was saying yesterday, no matter how big or small, we need to keep looking, going back and listening. And hey, long cool woman, how you doing? Guidance, I hope you're feeling better, and your kiddos too. You've been on my mind. I haven't heard anything about the fires in California today. So I hope everybody's getting that under control out there. But yes, good. Nasally, but better. Good. Good deal. Good deal. I tell you, I still have a drippy nose. It took me a good 2 weeks to get over all that. And I still am not feeling the best. But I'm not sick, so that's a good thing. It just wiped me out completely. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play just a couple of little clips here. But the first one is I'm going to play for you is the dog search with the K9 Max. And they put out a video. I'm going to be pausing it and I'll read it. And so she plays a little bit of Chris Proudfoot talking about how the dog and what the dogs did. Then she puts up her explanation as to what really happened. So if you haven't seen it, this will be a good one for you to listen to. We'll go ahead and get going with that one. All righty. I'm going to turn this off. Go here. Okay. Here we go. Let me put it right about. Trying to get through the intro. Oh, yeah.
Oh, 06 something in the morning. Wife tells me it's missing. Mm-hmm. So I will, whatever. And told her to look this place and this place. She says not there, but she's freaking out. I said, all right, well, hang tight. I'm going to call law enforcement, whatever. Mm-hmm. I called the sheriff's department. Within probably 10 minutes of the call going out, units responded.
Mm-hmm.
First couple units that got there, I was not there when this took place. I just happened to know because I was on the phone the whole time and heard everybody.
She puts on here, so Chris was on the phone with Katie and law enforcement, relaying the information to him. I'm sure SCSO has these calls recorded, just not available to the public, as they should not be.
Yeah.
So the first couple units show up, and they do bring a melon walk.
Mm-hmm.
And Max gets there. They're searching.
She said, let's clear this up. K9 Max is not in training for substance. K9 Max and his handler are a certified dual purpose K9 team. He is certified in narcotics and non-aggressive tracking. They would not be able to operate in the field as a K9 team unless they were certified for purposes of court proceedings. Not all police canines are certified in fugitive apprehension. Being a police canine does not mean they automatically do apprehension bite work. Just like you do not have to be in SAR to have a canine trained in tracking or men trailing or cadaver. PDs have them, FBI's has them, military has them. Sumner County's second canine is K9 Rex. K9 Rex is also a dual purpose narcotics and non-aggressive tracking canine. He is not the one in the dispatch.
Max picks up a sandstone. Beeline. He is following the scent. He is on it.
Mm-hmm.
He goes like off my front porch, cuts diagonal, goes over the road, cuts up to the top of the road, over to the construction site.
Mm.
Now, there's a subdivision directly being built next to it.
Okay.
There's a road that they're cutting in at the top of our subdivision. Now, they're cutting it in, but it's not being connected. It's fucking weird, but whatever. So the dog gets up there, and I mean the dog beeline.
Mm-hmm.
He's shooting across the construction site where they're cutting in roads and developing it. He then hooks a right and goes down to the retention pond. He gets to the retention pond, smells, jumps in. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So, he gets there, he's doing his thing. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
The audio from Max's initial track pickup start is not public. In my opinion, this could be because per CP and LE, K9 Max started on the front porch. Those details may contain sensitive information to the investigation. Due to the state of the investigation, it could be potential as to why it's not available. And she puts, in my opinion.
Next picture.
K9 Max's handler. Max picked the track back up, going into the construction site over here, back towards beach.
Back up, going into the construction site over here, back towards the beach.
Well, after that goes down, they don't see anything. They saw a footprint, they saw a boot print, but when they asked us what size shoe or what size foot he is, we told them
What size shoe he is or what size foot he is. How is foot size measured? That's a good question.
But when they asked us what size shoe or what size foot he is, we told them, they're like, oh, that's definitely not his footprint.
Mm-hmm.
Not his footprint. 10-4. I'm behind you. It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints or anything?
It's awful muddy. Do you see any footprints, anything? You shouldn't have any shoes on. Dang it, this is all dry, hard packed. I do have some footprints over here. Right there where you're standing? Yeah, leading right over here to the retaining pond. No shoes, just footprints? My shoes, but Max went straight into the pond. Max led me straight to the retaining pond. Over behind Willow Boulevard, he dove right into the water. Have you seen any footprints around it? There was a few footprints in some of the softer dirt, headed straight this way on the track that he was running. 47, what size shoe does he wear? Size 10.
I can only speak to my reports, but whenever I say footprints, I am speaking footprints. If I were commenting on barefoot prints, I would specify barefoot. February 27th, Deputy Sheriff Craddock answers WKRN's question on Sebastian being barefoot.
I know you guys were checking shoes last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
So, guys, Ellie never confirmed Sebastian was barefoot.
So then they regroup, they go back to the house. Then that first day, 5 dogs show up.
Mm-hmm.
Dog number 1 was Max, who was a Belgian Malinois.
Mm-hmm.
Dog number 2 was a blue heeler.
Aw.
Dog number 3 and 4 were bloodhounds.
Mm-hmm.
Dog number 5 was a blue tick.
Hmm.
So that was day 1.
Yeah.
Then all the way out through 8 days, they had dogs all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, different counties, different states,
Mm-hmm.
different agencies, FBI, got up with some people from Illinois. They got some of their best dogs that have, I think one lady said she's got like 15 recoveries on her dog or something.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
Right,
But
yeah.
they all bring these dogs out, yeah. And so they all search. Out of all these dogs, 3 of them take the same path that Max took, the first Belgian Malinois.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes to the retention pond. The scent disappears.
Yeah.
Gone.
Three dogs followed the same track as K9 Max to the retention pond. I trust the dogs. In my opinion, not a false hit. If all these other canines miss the track entirely, the odds of 3 plus K9 Max following the same false hit are slim. So, guys, it really sounds like they had Sebastian scent. I'm not bashing anyone. I'm just putting out the information I had received. Once again, here is a reminder for those of you. Let's go back just a tad. Always go too far, not enough. Once again, here is a reminder for those of you, I missed it again, who can't stop spreading the lies about me.
So he
being a
asked me
real
to reach
canine
out,
handler.
like, whatever. So he sent me information. Everything we get, we send over to our point of contact with TBI and the sheriff department.
Mhm.
Michelle, I'm going to show you that in just a minute.
Y'all tell me what you think. Something we should entertain, not entertain. Is it worth it? Whatnot? So, well, so here's all the shit I was saying. I'll let y'all fight. And he was okay. Well, then I guess, I don't know. I guess somehow you and Bobby wound up talking.
Yeah.
And I guess he gets off the phone with you. Then he calls me and says, hey, look, man, I mean, her credentials are legit.
Stop calling my command. Stop calling my certifying agency. Stop calling my private contact clients. And yes, we 100% can prove that some of you did. Stop wasting TBI and Sumner County Sheriff's Office time because you feel some entitlement. Someone had put out on a post, Julia is not well mentally. Seriously, something is wrong with her to impersonate SAR. People are not kind, not even to the dog handlers. Let's play close attention, friends, to the very last sentence. Well, we'll do both. Enough with the real life and the BS. Let's find Sebastian and bring him home. So, the description, in the description is the link to that one. And I appreciate so much the job she did because that was very important. Very good thing to hear. So we appreciate that. Yes, there was 2 lollies. Sorry about that, guys. I had to add something real quick. Okay, now you hear the dog's track. The dog's track went to across the back of the yard towards the retention pond. I saw this last night on Mob's channel. I haven't got his description in yet, but I will put it in there. But this will put into view between the flashlight video and the dog track. It's perfect the way he does it.
Anyway, it's the same thing. And then here on the right, I've got where the dogs have tracked. And again, we're going to kind of put those together. And then we're going to add even more stuff on. Like I said, there's a lot.
Oh, let me play it again. On the left is the flashlight track. On the right, the yellow line is the dog track.
Anyway, it's the same thing. And then here on the right, I've got where the dogs have tracked. And again, we're going to kind of put those together. And then we're going to add even more stuff on. Like I said, there's a lot to this. We're going to put the totality of everything. So here we go. On the left, the lights are traveling, in my opinion, at a diagonal line compared to the surveillance footage. And coincidentally, with the dogs at the beginning, they take this diagonal trajectory, which in my opinion is no coincidence. I know I've kind of mentioned this before, but like I said, we're going to kind of bring this all together here. Yeah, some people, yeah, it's the common area. That's damn right, it's a common area. But in my opinion, it's much more.
And then it cuts diagonally to the house next door to us through their backyard. And that is the direction which the dogs take off. Now, after that.
So, did that help any at all? I was really glad to see how he put that in perspective, because it shows exactly, almost the exact same angle the flashlights and the dogs took. And from where the car was, the dogs trekked over towards the pond. So, coincidence? I don't know. I kind of wonder if there was some kind of altercation that happened inside the house. Sebastian took off running. He was grabbed and taken back to the house. I don't know. But I think if he was grabbed and taken back to the house, or caught up to and taken back to the house, I'm afraid that they would have had to carry him back to the house, because there was no different path of his scent. So it seems to me when he left the house, his scent went as far as basically where the car is. So, since we're going to keep it kind of short, I'm going to play a couple of more little clips here. And let's see, is it this one? Okay, and this, Seth is going to tell us what Chris said to him on day one. On day one, Chris and Seth went driving around, and this is what was said. Let's see.
Katie and Chris packed up and left that home. Are you in contact with them at all? I know originally they weren't talking to you.
Hang on. I'm going to stop this one. Let's go to the other one first. I did the wrong one. Oh, sorry, friends. Because you need to hear the other one first, and then we'll hear that one.
I could tell you things that he told to me. Like on the first day, he looked at me and he hadn't even been back for like 2 hours or 3 hours. And he looked at me, what are you going to do if this goes south? And I looked at him, I said, what are you talking about if I go south? What are you going to do if he's dead? And like, I'm going to walk out of this house because if I do anything else, they'll put me in handcuffs.
Now, if you're wondering whether you...
Can you believe that? What are you going to do if it goes south? What are you going to do if he's dead? Day one. Hadn't even had a chance to find him. He's supposed to be a runaway, but day one, Chris is, in my opinion, preparing Seth for something. And then, let's see, now we'll listen to Seth talk as time went on. And this is what he got asked. Let's go back.
Katie and Chris packed up and left that home. Are you in contact with them at all? I know originally they weren't talking to you at all. They weren't sharing information, which also seemed bizarre to me. Even if a split up is acrimonious, you still have this shared goal, right? To find your boy. Has it gotten any better between you and Katie in terms of sharing info?
It kind of feels like it doesn't feel like a shared goal. It sure doesn't feel like a shared goal. It feels like it's only my goal and all of Sebastian's army. But as for contact between me and the Proudfoots, there has been no contact. It's like I'm the only one that misses my son. I need you to get away from whoever you're near. Get to a phone. My phone is still on, son. I need you home.
Now, if that doesn't break your heart. Yeah, so it goes from what are you going to do if it goes south? What if he's dead? To complete radio silence. No cooperation, no information being passed. Nothing. Nothing at all. And yet there's people on the other side who feel the need to put Seth down, bring out everything about Seth from years ago. That has absolutely nothing to do with finding Sebastian or what happened to Sebastian. And because we focus on those things, Seth has done nothing to discourage what we're doing, but yet the Proudfoots do. They discourage people from searching. They've been seen taking down posters and flyers they had on their cars. Chris, his family, Katie and Chris, they had the magnets on the side of their cars. And we're talking just a week or two, and they're being taken off. Folks, I'm telling you, if it was my child that was missing, I don't care who wants to follow me around. I don't care who wants to talk. I don't care who wants to take pictures. I don't care. Just find my son would be my number one goal, no matter what it took. But we have a mother that's pleaded the fifth. We have a stepfather who likes to say a whole lot. A whole lot. And his words are not always kind when it comes to talking about Sebastian. And because we call him out for it, the other side thinks we're total idiots. I was listening to a stream where they had Aiden come up on panel to correct something that was said about him. And they all started in 90-0, asking questions, and he would answer. And Aiden from Lore Lodge, he said, it's my stream. My documentary is all about means, motive, and possibilities. And Seth, there was nothing to connect Seth, but there was plenty to connect Katie and Chris. And they didn't like it. So, I mean, they bombarded this man, this young man that did a lot of work, put a lot into it, and yet they felt necessary to totally try to tear him down. And it's really stupid, if you ask me, because the harder they try to discredit anyone talking positive about finding Sebastian, trying to do something to help to find Sebastian, or to talk about his father in a positive light, they will be attacked. And to me, that makes things obvious. Katie and Chris may not like being on the attack when it comes to people talking about them. They may not like it. They probably don't. But when you use their very own words, their actions, those things are undeniable. We've seen it. We've heard it with our own eyes. And because of that, all we can say is, that's the fact. He said that. He did that. And here's the father over here, completely heartbroken because he just wants his son to come home. And Chris has put out so many stories, and especially with the dogs. And I was so glad to see the video that we watched, just that little bit of it. Didn't take long to show what was correct. And that person has been attacked herself. It is a sad situation when all we have for our number one goal is to find Sebastian Rogers. And at the same time, there's people waiting for you to say one wrong thing so that they can attack you for it. They just want one little simple slip to where they can twist and turn it around to make it into something bad. All that does is prove to me more and more that they're doing nothing but distracting. And to distract away from a missing child tells me there's foul play. And that is the reason that I stand so strong and say Katie and Chris are hiding something. You don't tell different stories about what really happened, because what happened happened. And that is the truth. The truth will be what happened. But all these other stories we're hearing is just getting in the way. It's keeping us from knowing exactly what happened when they returned home from Texas Roadhouse. because we know that he was fine at Texas Roadhouse. He was fine. We saw that with our own eyes. And yet, when he got home, the only fact and the truth that we've heard comes from his mother. But she has lawyered up and is no longer talking. Matter of fact, she hasn't spoken since the end of April, 1st of May. And we're in January, a whole different year. And for a mother that holds the truth, that knows the truth, but hasn't told us everything. And we hear that she's lawyered up and she's no longer talking, although she hasn't talked for several months. There's something there that she knows. There's something there that's the most important part of Sebastian's last night in that home. Well, guys, I'm going to cut it from here. Katie does hold the golden key. She sure does. You know, our hope can only be that they've taken him somewhere so that he's safe, not put him in a home or some retreat where they treat them badly to get them straightened out. It is, Miss Kathy, a very long time. And it's just not right. But anyways, guys, thank y'all for being here. I think next week we're going to start coming on about an hour earlier, probably about 4:30ish. And that way we can go ahead and get our stream out of the way before all the bigger ones go. Yeah, it little things like that is going to help us connect all these dots. And when we put them all together, hopefully we can find the truth. And that's all we want. We want to know where Sebastian is, and we want him brought home. Okay, email me. Definitely. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. I hope the videos helped. It's good to hear those words being said. And the dog trail that Mob Creed did last night and showed that little part right there spoke tons to me. That child was taken out. So that's what I'm afraid of. Happy Friday, everyone. Y'all have a really great night. I will probably go live tomorrow. I'm going to try to do every day. So we'll see what we can come up with for tomorrow. And I'll post it. So be looking for it. And we'll do something tomorrow again. So till then, love and hugs, everybody. Bye.